André was born in a small town in France. His parents were immigrants and worked a small piece of land. It was hard work, and the family of 7 needed all the help they could get. At 14, André's father decided to pull his son from school. If he was going to take over the family farm, like he planned for André, then education was a dead end. At this point, the 8th wonder of the world was already 6'6", exceptionally tall for his age, and he kept on growing. His parents thought nothing of it. They were happy to have a healthy young man of his stature helping out on the farm. André's siblings say he could do the work of 3 men. Despite his growing anomaly, André never went to see a doctor. It was simply out of the question.
I said to my father, I said, I don't want to live in a farm all my life. I want to do something different.
After some debate, he was allowed to start an apprenticeship in woodworking, which he never finished. When he turned 18, he was drafted into the French army, but they turned him away because they did not have uniforms that could fit him. So he moved to Paris to find work.
I tried to make a living, I tried to make money, and I want to be somebody.
He lived in Pigalle, a bustling but gritty area of the city. Maybe here, among the artists and bohemians, in the bars and clubs of this colorful neighborhood, he wouldn't stand out as much. André worked for a moving company, but hauling large pieces of furniture across the city hardly exhausted him. When he got off work, he would often go to the gym. It was here that he first came into contact with wrestling.
All the wrestlers was in the gym too, and we training together. And they showed me the way of wrestling. One day when wrestler was hurt and they don't know who's going to take his place, then they called me.
He fell in love with the sport and continued training with the others. The young giant soon caught the attention of French wrestling promoters who recognized his immense potential.
First thing I said, there's money to be made with the guy. And they did draw money.
Before long, he was touring the country as Jean Ferret, a giant lumberjack from the French Alps.
The backstory for the Jean Ferret character was that he was, discovered in the middle of the woods, chopping wood.
He continued to wrestle as a main attraction at festivals in Europe. These are the roots of the business we have all come to love. Before the great superstars of the modern era, long before WWE, wrestlers were sideshow attractions at traveling carnivals and circuses. If André was born just 30 years earlier, chances are he would have ended up at a freak show. Up until the 1950s, there were dedicated freak shows that displayed human anomalies and biological oddities. This was often the only place for people with perceived deformities to find work. And since they were ogled at and ridiculed all their life anyway, they thought they might as well get paid for it. The last of the freak shows disappeared as people became concerned with the ethical implications of exploiting individuals with physical differences. When André the Giant came to America, wrestling still looked very much like a carnival attraction. Among acrobats and strongmen, André found his place in the world. He fit right in by standing out.
The friendly French giant, Jean Ferret!
André was everything a wrestling promoter dreamed of, literally larger than life.
And the giant became a household name. They come from all over. You draw 3, 4, 5, 6,000 people at least 5 nights a week.
Anybody would pay a quarter and line up to see him.
In the 1970s, wrestling in America was divided up into territories.
I think at one time there were as many as 32 separate territories, and they were seen as far as your local television coverage would go.
Each territory had their own roster, their own stars. But André the Giant was in such big demand, he went from one promotion to another, wrestling throughout North America. His life became one big traveling roadshow, and he wrestled almost every day.